What's up, everybody? Update 526 is here. A little quality of life improvement update that no one really saw coming kind of out of the blue. Maybe they were like, hey, people are stopping playing Summoner or playing other games. Let's do something. What quality of life improvements can we do that they were asking for 2 years? Let's do those. Okay, yeah, let's do those. So anyway, there's a lot of people that have mixed opinions on this. Like some people are like, oh, it's a good update. Some people are like, oh, I don't care. I think it's based on the fact that like whoever does, if you do raids and Labyrinth and you care about that content, you're like, oh, nice little quality of life improvements. If you don't do raids and Labyrinth and don't care about those, then you're like, oh, I don't. This update doesn't really matter to me too much. Let's go. I think I'm kind of on the fence about it. I keep changing my mind because I was reading through it and I'm like, oh, this is nice, and then I was like, oh, this is nice. Oh, it's like, oh, this is nice because it seems good, and then like you see how it's implemented, you're like, oh. So let's take a look at what it actually does. Rift rate improvement. Battle starting process improved. When all party members are ready, the battle will start automatically. Previously, the party members had to be ready, and the party leader had to tap start to start the battle. This is just a little extra, like if you raid, especially in like public groups, like random people. This is just a little bit nicer because then it starts a little bit faster. You don't have to wait. It's just a couple extra seconds of like, okay, start faster every time. It's kind of nice. Less clicks is always nice. This is a little nice little quality of improvement thing that not really a big thing, just like something they could have implemented like 2 years ago if they were proactive. Bagel, don't be savage. Don't be savage. Okay, we're gonna not be savage. We're not moving on. Current amount of energy will now be displayed at the bottom left of the battle ending screen. A lot of people like this. I personally don't care at all either way. But as long as other people like this, then that's great. Some people like to raid until their energy is gone, so they like to know how many more raids they have left. For me personally, I will just refresh crystals. It's based on my schedule, so I will just refresh crystals as long as I need to until I need to go do something else. Like until I need to go record a video or stream or do paperwork or do whatever I need to do. Like I will raid until, actually I just do paperwork while I'm raiding anyway, so that's besides the point. But usually until I have to record a video, right? So this doesn't matter to me, but I know a lot of people will just have that nice little tiny quality of life improvement. NPC Duran and Reyna have been added to friend support for battle support once a day. Summoners can use the friend support 5 times per day. NPC support will count as 1 friend support. Ooh, oh my God, they're finally showing new players how to build R5 to no, not really. It seems nice. And here's the thing, like for a lot of early game players that are like going into mid game that are like, okay, I can't R5 yet, but there's those, like, under the challenges, some people don't do these, some people do these, like you go do all your daily challenges and then there's that last one that opens up, there's like 15 extra crystals if you do this one thing, and sometimes it's dragons, sometimes it's necro, sometimes it's R5, right? So if you don't have an R5, well, it's not R5, raids of any kind, so if you don't have an R5 team, you're like, okay, well, I'm gonna do, you can use 2 of your teams and just clear R1 to clear, right? R1, R2, R3, whatever. But if you don't have other people on your friends list that can, if like everyone's a noob on your friends list and they can't really even do it, at least these are nice little support things to be able to stick in for that 3rd slot to help you complete your dailies if you are just starting out with raids. As far as endgame teams, these are not, because in typical Com2us fashion, I feel like they don't play the game, and then there's a lot of other people that have the same opinion on it, because I was like trying to gauge feedback on this, and there's a lot of other people that have the same opinion. They're like, what are these teams? These teams are nonsense. It seems like they took one R5 team and another R5 team and mixed them up and like, okay, here's this and here's this, and we're gonna stick all these random things, and also these other monsters that don't belong in R5, we're gonna stick them in there too. And then what is the point of that? And then they put some things that don't even have the right runes on them. And I mean, in typical Com2us fashion, it's, what do they even play the game? And I don't know that they do. I mean, casually, right? They're supposed to play it casually. That's kind of the thing. If you guys don't know, Com2us employees are supposed to play the game casually, however, not competitively, which is both good and bad. Because if they were supposed to play it competitively, the actual employees, then they would be they'd be like, oh, maybe I should gift myself an LD5 so it can be better. But like, no, they're supposed to, they're discouraged from playing competitively, but they want them to actually have accounts and play the game casually on the side, which kind of makes it's two ways. It's like, one is like, okay, well, you don't want them to gift themselves things. Or like break the rules or anything. And two, it's like, if they're not encouraged to play competitively, then they don't know they don't know the meta. It's kind of scary, and that's why there's a lot of things that aren't changed, and a lot of things that we're like, how do they not know this? And they're like, because they're encouraged to not know. This kind of thing. Anyway, that's besides the point. The two teams that they give you for reps are not that great for R5. They can clear, I'm sure, like R1 through 4. They'll be fine for. They're plenty good. They're still better than the people that are using like Wusa and I was gonna say Wusa and Chasun in R5, but they are there, and it is a Chasun team. You know what? It may not be. You know what? It's not better than the people that don't know R5 that are just sticking random things in R5. It's about the same as people that don't know R5 that are sticking random things in R5, just to do their dailies. That's exactly it. That's exactly it. Okay, so this I was excited about at first, and then I was bummed about. Right. UI has been improved to display the enchanted gems grindstones as the same grade and property as 1 and show the quantity of the item. They stack now! Oh my goodness! That's so amazing! It doesn't clear up the inventory. Like, cause that's what I was thinking too. I was like, oh my god, I'm gonna have so much free inventory! They stack, this is amazing! I'm gonna have like 200 spots free. No, they don't. They stack. But they don't stack. Right? They stack, but it doesn't decrease your inventory when they stack. So maybe some people care. I care less about the stacking and more about the just stacking to decrease inventory. But it doesn't decrease the inventory. However, the max gem grindstone slots has been increased from 600 to 700 to make it seem like the stacking actually did something, but it didn't. I don't know. I don't care that it visually took up a lot of space. I just care that it took up the space that made me stop raiding because I kept maxing my inventory. So yeah, lock icon will be displayed for locked runes, multiple selling section. Current scroll will be, the location of the current scroll will be remained. Oh, that's just visual change. So anyway, then there's World Arena Goodwill Battle Improvement, which is nothing. I don't really care about these, honestly. It's just the difference in how they calculate things and things like that. Tartarus Labyrinth, new strategy info feature. This is nice. Stage info, you can check the skills of bosses and normal stages. Strategy deck, you can check the decks used to clear the stage, and monsters used. You can check the ranking of the monsters to clear the stage, just like in Dragons B10, Giants B10, stuff like that. And TLA, right? Just like they do that. Temple of Wishes, when you acquire runes, you can sell the rune immediately within the screen. Why was this not in the game for 5 years? I don't know. This should have been just, why do crap runes have to go to your inventory, and now you can sell them? When you acquire Angel Mons or Rainbow Mons, pop-up notice that describes the detailed info will now be displayed. Let's go take a look at that, the things. Oh, hey, we got one of these. Oh, it's nothing. I knew it was nothing. Let's take a look at Bagel not doing his labyrinth today. Yes. Let's take a look at this. Let's take a look at strategy info. So we can see the waves. We can see the decks that people are using to clear them. And we can see, I think these are just are these just the guild members? I'll have to check. Are these just the guild members, or is this everyone? And then we have ranking monsters used in successful runs, and of course they change for each different stage. So that's nice. And then you can see the hell, what people are using for hell for that stage. Apparently a lot of CC. Lots and lots of CC and immunity, right? So that's very nice. Let's take a look at the rep teams for raids, and let's try to raid with them on a few different accounts and see how they work. Alright, here we are on the Europe server. We're going to do some R5 with the Com2us reps. Let's take a look at the units that they've chosen, and let's see, because some of them are good, and some of them don't make sense. So let's see. The first team, this is Reyna, right? The first team, we've got Ravidi, which is actually not a bad unit for R5. He's got a cleanse, he's got a shield. The cleanse, the cleanse is good. The shield is less relevant. The skill 2, attack gauge decrease and attack speed break, which is nice. And then the third skill, the leader skill, increases defense, right? So for Cleanser, let's take a look at his stats. HP is good. Defense is good, especially for frontline. Both of them are good. The speed is too low. The resistance is too low. For a Cleanser, you want to have higher speed and higher resistance. So he would need like maybe another 30-40 speed. And he would need a decent amount more resistance. He doesn't need as much. He doesn't need accuracy. He doesn't need crit rate or crit damage. We're not too worried about the attack, but the attack's not anything too crazy. I mean, they're not grinded, of course, so. Crit, this is the terrible rune for this one. Okay, they chose these runes, too. They're the ones that chose these runes. Speed 22, I'll take that. Can we trade? That's an insane rune. Yeah, I would like to purchase this rune. I don't know if you want to repeat to give me that rune. So, let's take a look at the rest of the runes. This is a terrible rune for this. The only good stat for this is HP. Crit rate, accuracy, attack. This is, why not have this on, like, stick this on Theomars, not Ravidi. So that rune doesn't make any sense. I would have loved to see speed on here. So speed, defense, HP would have been fine on here. And just some better value stats overall. This, I mean, the crit rate, but I mean, okay, it's got the speed and HP. So, but it's just, this, I would have loved to see speed with defense, HP, resistance subs. That would have made more sense on the Ravidi. Aside from his low speed and low resistance, the rest of the stats are okay though. Chasun, so this is like actually a normal looking Chasun, to be honest. Accuracy and crit damage. Okay, well that's not necessarily the stats. There's a lot. 20 speed. I'll take that rune, man. I'll take that. I'll grind and gem it to make it like usable, right? And then we see this is just not a great rune. Oh, but here's the thing, like the runes are less the problem with this unit, and it's more like the fact that it's Chasun instead of Colleen. So there's a reason that you see so many Colleens in R5 for more of a beginner team. I know late game, if you have the stats, if you have the efficiency on the rage runes, you're gonna want to run Belager because it's just faster. But for many people watching this, like, they don't have the rune efficiency to run the Belager R5, so it's good to run like a fairly standard, like the team that I have in the middle, again this is the Europe server, team that I have in the middle is my team on Europe server for like the fairly standard, like beginner to mid game R5, again end game is the Belager, which we see on the Duran team, but we'll get to that in a second. But yeah, there's a reason Colleen is so widely used in R5 for beginner to mid game R5. Oh my, Com2us didn't want me to trash their runes anymore. They didn't want me to do it anymore. Okay, let's do additional, no, not additional placement. Let's go back to this. They're like, please, don't poop on our runes, Bagel. Let's do it faster then. Okay, so Chasun's just the wrong monster. Colleen's just a better unit. Why? Because Chasun has 1 debuff, Colleen has 2 debuffs. They're very important debuffs. Their heal block and their attack power break. Attack power break is on the first skill too, which makes her really good on revenge because you don't have to take a turn. Because the boss has mechanics where the more turns you take, the more he starts getting attacks. So you want to try to revenge with whatever has good debuffs on skill 1. You want to try to revenge as much as possible. So utilize that mechanic. Put Colleen on revenge, and she's going to be really nice to give that attack break. It's not just about the heal. Like, she's an amazing healer. Like, that's not the reason that Colleen is there. It's because she's got attack power break on skill 1. She's got a heal block, which are 2 important debuffs for R5. We got Annabelle, who's a cleanser. She's not a bad unit. She needs to be a little bit faster. She needs more defense. Nemesis Annabelle. She needs to be faster, and she needs more defense, though. That's the thing here. Yeah, aside from that, resistance is okay. Aside from that, she's not bad, but faster and more defense, and he needs to be faster and more resistance. Ardella. This is a big damage Ardella. She's got a lot of damage, but also her damage based on speed. Her damage based on speed, plus 39 speed. Okay, so she's still gonna do decent damage. She's got a debuff on skill 1. I forget which one it is, though. I'm sorry, but I forget which one it is. However, I feel like Ardella is probably gonna die, because she only has plus 42 2d3, 4223 HP, and plus 238 defense, and she's a little on the squishy side, and a little on the slow side, so I feel like she's gonna die from that. This girl is actually surprisingly not that bad for R5. You'd think like, Eileen, what is Eileen good for? This is actually pretty good for R5. However, they don't have enough harmful effects on their team. It's kind of the thing, like, increases in damage for each harmful effect of the enemy, but the team that they're using doesn't have a whole tremendous amount of harmful effects, right? It has some, but she's a little bit slow. She doesn't need that much accuracy, and then could use some more tankiness in my opinion, my humble opinion, but also this as a heal as well. which is not bad. Eileen is actually not a bad unit for R5, contrary to what you may think initially, seeing that this is too squishy. This is also too low on crit rate. The accuracy, also you don't really need the violent for this, and she will also revenge as part of her skill. Chance to counterattack when attacked. So, I mean, it's not bad to have her defense break on revenge, but she already revenges. So you may as well just have good stats on her. The crit rate's too low though, and I think she's a little bit too squishy. Let's take a look at mine. So mine's definitely tankier. Mine is also not fully skilled up. I apologize for that. But she's on HP crit damage attack just to make sure she survives. She does a decent amount of damage. And then the crit rate is 79% crit rate. Because, I mean, there's only a 19% crit rate leader skill. So it's not like... So she effectively has 65% crit rate, which is really not that much. So, and also she doesn't really need violent. But look at the stats on my... Look at the stats on mine. She's much tankier. Does a little bit less damage, but she's much tankier, so she survives more. The same thing with her. She's higher crit rate. This is mine on this account. We need some more grinds. We need some more rune efficiency, but it's a little bit better. So, yeah. Let's take a look at the third team. Diaz resistance lead, not bad. Let's take a look at the stats for Diaz. He's okay. He could... maybe... Oh, I'm sorry. I said okay, but I didn't mean okay just yet. So Diaz, he's fully skilled up, which is nice. He's got 3 harmful effects, and he's got a leader skill, and he's got damage mitigation, which is all very nice things for R5. He does not need violent revenge. He does not need violent revenge. This is a okay, go F you. I won't say it. I won't say it. This is, why would you ever stick this? Put this on your friend, you stupid game devs. I mean, not savage, not savage, not savage. This is an awesome rune. Bad monster to put it on. Very naughty. Bad. This, again, this is a good rune for not this monster. I mean, it's got HP. You know what? It's got HP. It's got defense. It's a usable rune for this monster. I wish I would had this on, like, Monkey King. This is a good Monkey King rune, right? Then we got this, resistance HP. He actually does not need a whole lot of speed, because he's basically half there for his passive. So his speed is less important. This is attack and crit damage, which I don't really care too much about. He shouldn't be on violent, though. It doesn't matter. He's there for his passive and his leader skill half the time. So he doesn't really need... You know what he's really good for? He's good for those new rune sets. The fight runes, determination runes, enhanced runes? The HP ones. The ones that give you your whole team extra HP and attack power and defense. Those are the best rune sets for him. Defense, HP, defense, something like that, right? Just to make him tanky and good to go. Super tanky, not violent. No. Swift runes, this slow, looks like they shouldn't be doing R5. Com2us needs to go back to Giant Speed 10. This is just... No. First off, okay, 2 ways about Bernard in frontline. Number 1 is like, Bernard in R5, that's not what you want, right? Bernard in R5. If your Bernard happens to be super tanky, he does have 2 debuffs. He does have 2, like, for your first R5 team, you could probably stick Bernard in there. He's a better option than, like, putting Wusa in there, right? So Bernard, weirdly enough, is not the worst choice. He's not the best choice. You definitely don't want to keep using him in mid-game. You will get people kicking you if you use Bernard in R5. But for, like, your first raid team, there's worse monsters that you could put in. Because Bernard actually has decent base defense. I know people are going to argue with me for saying that, but he's got decent base defense, and he has 2 debuffs, which is okay if you need to use something. Like, for a second, especially if you're using some for a second team. He's not the greatest in R5, but he got 2 debuffs, and debuffs are important, and he's got tankiness. So, this is actually a really good unit for R5. They need more defense on this, but this is not that bad. Violent Revenge is okay on him. They just need more defense. That's really the only problem that I see with this, is they need more defense. Leica does not have... He's a DPS unit, but... Leica's not a good unit for R5. He doesn't know debuffs. And it'd be better if he did damage based on the amount of enemy debuffs. Like, for example, like, that's why you see things like Xiaolin And you see things like Crow that do damage based, and Brandia and stuff like that based on enemy amount of debuffs. Because in R5, one of the things is you don't want to buff your team because he'll strip it off. You want to debuff the boss. That's what you want to do. So you want to do a lot of debuffs to weaken him as much as possible. That's kind of the key to R5. If you're a new early game player or whatever, or trying to like get into R5, that's the key for R5. A lot of debuffs on the boss. No buffs on you, debuffs on the boss. That's the key. So Leica's not a great unit here. He has no debuffs, and he does no damage based on debuffs, right? This Crow is actually... Crow's actually a great choice. I don't know that I would put him on Violent. I mean, I guess you could use him on Violent, Crow. But I would rather have the Cleansers on Violent and the Crow on just more stats. Put him on Rage. I would put him on Rage, see if you can get the same stats on him. And then just higher HP, and I would think that, and more crit damage, right? And a little bit more. You don't need a ton of accuracy for R5. They did the test. I didn't do the tests, but there were people that did tests, and they showed that like I think 15% was the maximum accuracy you actually needed for R5, which seems weird. But again, I didn't do the test. I'm just going by tests that community members have done, and I will defer to them. 15% has always seemed low, but that's what they said. Because defense break and brand. So you do want at least those debuffs on him. But I would still try to get some more tankiness on him, even though he's in the back line. And this one just makes no sense. Like, this makes just no sense. He's got Shield Will. He stacks a little bit. But what... The only other buff that you're giving to your team is Bernard's speed buff. There's no other buff. So you got a speed buff, and then he's got 3 buffs, so he's going to barely stack, and then he's going to not stack up to 5. And just it's I don't know why Belager is. That's kind of like insulting that he's in R5 for this. I feel because like Belager R5 is a thing, but you have to use the rest of the thing. You have to use the rest of the team for it to make sense. You have to have your enemies die in the front. Or maybe they just assume that maybe the whole point of them doing this is they want their units to die so it stacks Belager. I don't know what the plan is. But Belager R5 is a totally different gimmick strategy. It's like a gimmick, that's why it works. You need the rest of your gimmick teams and not just Belager by himself to be like, oh, I'm Belager. So, I don't know. Some of the... No, I don't want to match. I don't want to match. Some of the things make sense. Some of the things don't make sense. Oh my god, this is so long and winded. Bagel. Some of the things make sense. Some of the things don't make sense. Let's take a look at it. Let's actually use it. Watch, it works perfectly fine. Oh my god. Some of the things make sense. Some of the things don't make sense. But the Belager R5 is its own thing. That's kind of the point. I'm sorry that I'm being so long-winded. I didn't mean to be so long-winded. I think this video is going to wind up to be like 20 minutes or something like that. So, let's take a look at all the craziness they do. I already know what my team's going to do. I'm curious what this team does. I think the team is just going to survive for a long time, but let's see what they do. I think I'm just accidentally carrying Com2us. Story of my life! No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. Okay, so we got the first one down. But see, this is why I didn't want to do it on my main. I was like, I don't want to like carry them. I want to like show like the whole thing. So let's see. I hope they die. I hope they die. So I'm doing more damage, more debuffs and everything with my team. But do they get special max towers? Or no? Yep, Ardella's gonna go down right now. Like I said, she was too squishy. And then the other unit, who else did they have that went down? The Xiaolin, like I said, again, was too squishy. So Secret of Eternal Life, he used the Secret of Eternal Life again. I should have just, man, I should have gimped my team. I should have made my team worse. Duran's doing a lot of damage, that's what he's... Oh no, he's doing some debuffs too. I'm surprised he's doing debuffs. But his team started to die, look at that. His team started to die. And boom, boom, boom. And he's down. And they're down. And this team's mostly down too. And my team... Who is dead on my team? Hua? Hua's dead on my team. Okay. So, that's exactly what kind of I expected. Actually, I'm surprised Hua died. I don't like that wide-eyed. Oh, and you know what? We don't have enough heals. So. GG. But this is kind of what I expected to happen, though. Is their teams not work. So let's see if we can actually just continue this, finish it off, and carry it by ourselves. Oh no! Good thing we're tanky, because we have to deal with 3 heads now. GG. This is exactly what I thought was gonna happen, though. Like I spent 10 minutes saying it, but this is exactly what I thought was gonna happen. We need a defense break, and we need Zelen to go crazy. Actually, we need kind of everyone to go crazy, don't we? Yeah, we need everyone to go crazy. Defense, but no, we needed a defense break. Damn it. GG. Nope, we didn't get the defense break. Okay. So we're just gonna see my team fail as well. Thank you. Hey, man, I'm trying to deal with 3 heads now. And not defense breaking. Maybe 15% isn't the accuracy. Maybe 15% is the accuracy. Well, GG. That's what happens when you use Com2us reps. I guarantee if we would have taken 2 of our teams, we would have done fine. So, yeah. That's what I expected. Good job, Com2us. Great raid teams. Anyway, that's it for this video. This video is already way too long, but I thought it'd be fun to continue doing it and see how their teams did. About what I expected. And I mentioned that like before even the video started, or before we even got into R5s. Anyway, that's it for this one. Hope you guys enjoyed it. I will see you as always. The rest of some of the other things are okay. End recap. Some of the other things are good. The gems stacking would be to decrease. We want them to stack because we want them to decrease the inventory. To have one inventory slot be like, oh, I have a vampire attack grind hero. I have 7 of them. Can't they just take 1 slot and you say 7, but it takes 1 slot instead of taking 7 slots? Because it still takes 7 slots, even though it only shows in 1 slot. So that's kind of the reason that we've been complaining about, like, please stack grinds, so that they take up less space, so that we can do R5 more, instead of just, like, we can't do R5 because we're maxed on grinds, and we need to, like, stick them on things now. So, anyway, that's why we wanted to do it. There's a couple Labyrinth improvements. There's also the improvement to R5 where you don't have to click start. Like, there's a little improvements, but it's like 2 years too late on these improvements, and they also did them wrong. So, anyway, so I'm kind of like in both ways about it. Whatever, it's Com2us. I don't expect too much from them anymore. Anyway, that's it from this one. I'll see you as always in the next one.